Oh my god. This YouTube community, let me tell you, it really makes me believe that console gamers are just really, really bad at video games. I mean, oh my god. I take a look at people's channels, their gameplays, their uploads, recently their Twitch broadcasts, and what do I see? People that are awful at video games. Terrible. Keep it gaming. Let's talk about gaming. How about we play games instead of just talking about them or being in Google Hangouts for 2 hours or being on Skype? How about you play? Because when I look at your channels, you are goddamn awful. Terrible. It is, oh man. Now, I'm not here to say that I'm some godly gamer, but I beat Super Mario Bros. On the NES at age 4. I beat the Mega Mans at age 4, 5, and 6 like an elementary school pre-K. What can I say? I have all the old consoles, all the old games, and I've never really had a problem with video games. But I look at people here on YouTube and I'm like, oh my god. Now, there are some people that are good at gaming. I mean, we have the no life tier with people like Nintendo Ultra who treat every game like the Order 1886 and will complete it in one day, in one sitting. We have people like Dream308 who was unemployed for an extended period of time, so he probably got to play a lot, but playing Battlefield 3 with him was like, okay, I'm good, but this guy, he's really on an entirely different level. Then you have the Have a Life tier, people that are good at video games but can't reach the No Life tier because they really just don't have the time. People like Shokyo, Broken Games HD, Hard 8 Times, Acid Snake 87. These people are very good gamers, but they're only as good as they have time for. They will never break the ceiling that they're in right now because, quite simply, they don't have the time to do it. They can't play that much to do it. Then we have the third tier, which is the casual, I have kids and a family tier. These are your Brodios and your Solid Revs who like to play games, they buy games, they complete games, they play multiplayer. On occasion, they'll dominate the game. On occasion, they'll get dominated and they'll turn the game off. More or less, they'll hang out in the average and the medium of the game in the middle, and, they're serviceable. They're not going to be the guys that will take over and dominate on a regular basis, but, they play their games, they buy their games, and they beat their games. And at the very bottom, you have what I call the fraud tier. I mean, you have guys like Black Baron and Dr. Trey, who Nintendo Ultra just laughs at all the time because these guys are downright awful at video games. I mean, look at any Street Fighter match that Dr. Trey 81 was in, you'll just laugh at it. And then you have people like Zaire, who get killed by bots in Titanfall, and then really can't even complete a quick time event in the Order. And then you have people that want to lie. I mean, why do you have to lie about video games? I mean, we have trophies, we have gamer scores, we have achievements. Anybody with 2 clicks of a button, because everybody advertises, their gamer tag, their PSN ID, their Steam ID, everybody advertises it. So why lie about beating a game or make a false review of a game you clearly haven't beaten when with 2 clicks of a mouse we can all find out that you're lying? I mean, I still can't believe we have grown-ass men in their 30s that want to lie about video games, and for what? To impress other men over the internet? It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And then people say, oh, well, who cares if I lie? Why do you care? These are the same morons that will sit up in a Skype call or sit up in a Google Hangout and cry for 2 hours on the so-called injustices and lies about gaming company ABC or game developer XYZ. And yet when they blatantly lie and fraud and get called out on it, why do you care? Why do you care that we lie? Don't you have anything better to do in your life? Don't we have anything better to do in our life than to know the truth and know that you're lying? Don't you have anything better to do in your life than suck at video games and lie about it? I mean, God, why are you lying about video games? It is something so insignificant, and yet you're lying about it. And yet you act like, oh, you gotta do detective work to figure out our No. Nobody has to do any detective work. Like I said, All these IDs and accounts and trophies and gamer scores and achievements exist for a reason. They weren't made and designed for you to feel good about yourself on getting them. They were made to detect and expose the frauds that want to lie about how good they are at gaming. Which brings up another point. I routinely challenge people at games, and the only person that's ever accepted my challenge was Broken Games HD. Dr. Trey didn't want any. He wanted to play when I put the table on the floor, when I put the seat on the ground, when I told him to put up or shut up and bet that channel and play me. Oh, I don't want to play you anymore, Black Bond. That's the problem. We have a gaming community where people don't even want to play games because they're scared to play against other people. I couldn't imagine how you guys would have existed or taken the arcade days where you had to play against other people, where you couldn't pretend to be something that you weren't, because you would get played against, you would get called out, and you would get dominated, and you would get laughed at. You people, by large and part, are pathetic. Now, if you're good at games and you're very proficient at games, then you don't need to take anything what I'm saying in this video to heart. But you people that are awful at video games know exactly who I'm talking about. 30 years old, and you were worse than I probably was at age 5 and 6. How is that possible? How? I played 2 sports growing up. I lived on the borderlines between 2 towns and played on all their teams, from in-house to travel to tournament to basketball in-house to travel. And it's not like I had all the time in the world as a kid. I was also delivering papers at age 10, umpiring baseball at age 11, 12, and 13. And yet me at age 5 or 6 was probably more proficient and better at gaming than the majority of you idiot lying frauds are today. And it's laughable. It is laughable. So what you should do is probably stop lying, stop spending your time on Google Hangouts for over 2 hours crying about me, or doing whatever the hell you do. You should probably invest more time in actually playing your game than talking about your games. Oh man, imagine that. We buy systems, we buy consoles, we buy video cards, we buy PCs to play games instead of talk about them. Because gamers game and talkers talk and liars lie. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a gamer. I play games. So if you're up to it, challenge me. Play against me. Hell, I'll even start streaming on Twitch. I'll teach you guys how to play games. Free of charge. Free of charge. I finished a whole match, no deaths, another perfection. From the beast known as Bond.
Hold on, you didn't die?
Hell no! I guess these smart pistol users.
Cause you ain't ready to the smart pistol at that dude that's spamming the hell out that gun probably.
Move! You don't, it can only hit you if you stand still.
Ah, dog.
Nah, that shit still hit you.
Like I said, this
that
is
shit
more.
still can lock on.
I know, but this, like I said,
As
it's
long
more
as you keep
my
that
kind
line
of
of
game.
sight.
Yeah, but you can bop around.
Man, this game is gay, son.
This game's gay.
People love using the.
You like it because you can do fairly well in it. Get on Battlefield.
I do fairly well in Battlefield too.
No, you don't.
Damage control rushing to the ring.